Hey, it's me, MLB. Here's chapter 18 of Touched. We have, the title is Brave Bean. The next day you awoke to your mum making a hot breakfast and you squealed with delight. Everything was spread out on the table and you feasted your eyes greedily. Bacon, scrambled eggs, toast, crumpets, pancakes, blueberries, waffles, Pop-Tarts and so many other things. You let out a little peep of excitement and clapped your hands. Your mum heard your excited noise and looked over her shoulder from where she was still cooking stuff on the stove. "Mum, this looks amazing," you squealed, sitting down excitedly at the table and beaming at her. "I'm glad you're excited for it. I've made enough to feed a small country, so please eat up," she said with a little laugh and a gentle smile. Your heart nearly burst with love and pride. She'd come such a long way in a relatively short space of time, coming up to 2 months now since your dad had left, and every day she seemed to be getting happier and happier. "Oh, we're doing so well. I'm glad he left. It still feels a little surreal that he's gone, but I'm loving this new life," you thought. You reached out and picked up some food and put it on your plate. Your mum walked over with the last of the food items and sat down at the table opposite you. "Okay, dig in. You have to go to work soon," she said with a smile. "Don't mind if I do," you said excitedly as you picked up some cutlery to start eating. You put some food in your mouth and chewed hungrily as you beamed across the table at her. "Do you get to see hawks much at work?" your mum asked as she picked up some food and put it in her mouth. You immediately choked on your mouthful and had to run to the bin to spit it out. "Oh my gosh, Mum," you squeaked. "Why that question?" "I'm sorry, sweet," your mum chuckled. "I didn't think it would get such a shock from that question. It was an innocent one, I assure you. He just seemed really nice, and I wondered if you got to talk to him again. I'm sure he's very busy, but..." I've seen him on occasion," you said as you looked away. Man, if only she knew how much I see him every day. "Oh, good. Next time you see him, tell him I said hello," she said with a smile. "Oh, okay, sure," you said bashfully, walking back over and sitting down to continue breakfast. After breakfast with Mum, you got your things ready and left for work. Everything was running like it usually did, and you hopped off the bus stop, headphones in, to walk to that last little bit to work. As you headed down the street, you saw a large crowd had gathered outside the shop nearby the agency, and you stopped in your tracks. "Oh, it's a sale, that's why they're all there," you thought. You debated on what to do. "Oh, there's so many of them," you wailed internally. "I can't get through. Maybe I can go another way?" You looked at your watch and saw you didn't have any extra time to spare. Maybe if I cross the road?" You looked to your right and saw the traffic on the road was ridiculous. All of a sudden you felt trapped. There was nowhere to go, and all the noise of the busy street started to infiltrate your headphones and mix with your music. You clutched your chest as panic started to rise. From a nearby building rooftop, Hawks watched you. He could see the predicament that you were in, and he crouched down on the edge of the building to watch, curious as to how you were going to handle this. He saw you step back and clutch your chest as he deployed a feather, ready to send it down to give you that security blanket, but then he stopped when he saw you go to touch your own arm. "Oh, okay, so she's going to boost herself up, is she?" Then you stopped. "Oh, going to try and go without it?" he thought with a smirk. What a brave little chicken. He saw you take a few deep breaths and walk purposefully forward. "Oh, she's going to go straight for the middle of the crowd," he thought with excitement as he watched you stroll up to one of the people at the back. You reached out a shaky hand and tapped the man on the shoulder. "Excuse me, I can want to pass," you fumbled in a wobbly voice. Sorry, love," the guy said, stepping back for you to go past and in front of him. "Thanks, you whispered, but then stopped as you came up against another person. Your heart sank. "There's a wall of them," you thought. "Hey, mate, step aside and let the little lady through," the guy that you had tapped first said to the next bloke who was blocking your path. Sorry, miss," the guy said, stepping back, pulling another lady nearby out of the way as well. Thank you," you whispered with a shaky smile. "Not a problem," the guy said with a smile. "Oi, you lot, move back and clear the path. This girl wants to get through." Why do they sound so Australian? You nearly evaporated from embarrassment. "Oh my gosh, he's so loud. Why?" Everyone within earshot turned and looked at you. Then the guy that had yelled out, and you almost cried. But all of a sudden, the people in your path stepped back and you could get through. You bowed your head with embarrassment and ran, suddenly finding yourself on the other side of the crowd. "Oh my gosh, I made it! I actually walked through that mess," you thought as you glanced back. You beamed with pride and stood up straighter as you walked, strolling along and stoked that you had managed that on your own. Just then someone landed beside you and you screamed at the top of your lungs and crouched down, covering your head with your arms. Whoa, whoa, Hawks laughed. It's just me, Chicky babe. Sorry, didn't mean to scare you. Hawks, you gasped, removing your hands from over your head and clutching your chest. Why do you sneak up on me like this? I nearly died. Well, at least you could say that you successfully walked through a crowd before you died. That's a crowning achievement, he said with a smile as he gave you his hand to help you stand up again. You saw that? You asked with horror. Course I saw. I'm a hawk. I see everything, he said with a chuckle. That was cool, he added, and you both recommenced walking together. Oh, thanks, you said with a blush as you looked down. Ah, he sighed loudly. Guess you don't need me anymore. You've got this confidence thing all sorted now. Where does that leave me? No, I still need you, you said softly. I like you around. Oh, you do? He asked with a smirk. Well, that's good to know. I thought maybe this was all one-sided, but maybe it's not. You cocked your head at him. What is he on about, you thought? Then you realised that this whole time Hawks had been the one making the moves on you, and all you'd been doing was avoiding answering him or just letting it happen, but not once had you told him your feelings for him. Oh, I need to tell him I like him back. That's so embarrassing. But I need to let him know how I feel. You hung your head. Did I say too much again? Hawks asked with a resigned chuckle as he looked away, sending a feather off to help an old lady across the street. No, you replied, still looking down as your heartbeat went wild. Okay, he said with another little laugh. I really do like you, Yin. I'm not just messing around. I'm serious about you. Oh, okay, cool, you stammered at the ground. Ugh, I'm so awkward, you thought. And there ends chapter 18. Stay tuned for chapter 19, coming soon.